Lisa and I'm the owner at Healing Waters Mind and Body Float Studio. I'm going to take you through a little bit of an intro, or what we call the spiel. Not to dumb you down or to bore you to death, just to kind of let you know what we do, why we do it, and what's available to you in your rooms while you're here. So these are the Oasis relaxation systems out of Southern California. These are 8 feet long, 4 feet wide, and 4 feet high. They have only about 10 inches of warm sterile water and over 1,000 pounds of pharmaceutical grade Epsom salt inside each tank. These are approximately 7 times the buoyancy of the Dead Sea, 20 to 30 times the buoyancy of any other body of water in the world, including the oceans. So you cannot sink, you cannot drown, you cannot roll over. So if you choose to fall asleep or go into that deep meditative space, you are perfectly safe in doing so. Scientists equate this to returning to the mother's womb or floating in space at 0 gravity. There is no light, no sound, no smell, no gravity, allowing the body and brain to shut down for internal healing, which is what we are created to do. We just never shut down anymore to let our body and brains do their jobs. No matter where you choose to float in the tank, you will be breathing in huge amounts of Epsom salts, killing toxins and bacteria through the nose, mouth, throat, and deep into the lungs, increasing lung capacity and strengthening all the tissues of the breathing mechanisms. The best way to float is generally putting your hands behind your head. The reason for this is that your brain is trying to save your life for the first few minutes. So if you try to go in and lay with your head all the way back, you'll notice neck and shoulder tension. This is because your brain is basically trying to push your face up away from the water. So instead, if you put your hands behind your head, about 3 to 5 minutes in, the brain will start to trust the gravity of the environment. Your head will become heavy in your fingertips and they'll start to pull apart. Once they do, most of us go into what we call a cactus position. This is the way that you've seen newborn babies sleep. It's because it's the closest we can get to the fetal position in a gravity environment. It also brings the shoulder blades together in the back to create extra support for the upper back and neck. Other than that, all you really need to know after all my flap yapping is to get naked and float. The rest of the stuff is just options and what's available to you while you're here, and we will get you started next on the inversion table. I start everybody out inverting for 20 minutes. I don't flip you upside down like they do the old guy in the infomercial. So this is as far back as you'll go. This will help to elongate the spine, separate out the vertebrae, and allow that cushion in between to get some extra blood oxygen and nutrients, which we normally don't receive because we're so compacted by gravity all the time. It will also send extra blood oxygen and nutrients to the brain. Very good for the capillaries and vessels, and really good for us here in Denver since we're a mile above sea level. We don't receive the same amount that everybody else receives. Once you're comfortably inverted, which we'll help you do, we'll help you choose some binaural beats from the iPad. Binaural beats are brainwave sequences. They work with parts of the brain that we don't normally access. So in the background, you'll hear ocean waves or a river flowing, and then in the forefront, you'll hear these weird vibrations, tones, clicks. It's basically helping to get the right and the left hemispheres of the brain onto somewhat of the same page since they work so differently from one another. So it's going to help set your intent, so to speak, each time you come in. Say you come in, you want to be more upbeat, you've got a bunch of stuff to do that day, you're running a marathon, doing a fight, you're going on a trip. You would choose more of like motivation, creativity, positive mood, euphoria, critical thinking, focused and alert type stuff. If you come in, you want to be more relaxed or even comatose, which is why most people come here, you would choose more like deep relaxation, meditation, stress reduction, calm reflection, or even into the lucid or vivid dreaming areas, which is where we go in more of the theta brainwave states, which is where we go during REM sleep or when we remember our dreams first thing in the morning. The iPad will turn off after 20 minutes to let you know that this part of the session is complete. Some people 20 minutes is perfect. Some people 5 or 10 minutes is good and they're really just craving the water. Some people have no clue because they pass out and by the time they wake up they're like, oh shoot, I guess it's time to get in the water. So whatever works best for you, you can get up whenever you're ready. Just don't use your upper body strength to bring you up. You're messing up all the cool stuff that we just did to help your neck and back. Instead, you just want to scoot your butt down towards your feet. This works like a teeter-totter and it will bring you up on its own. When you come up, you can just slide your ankles out the side, get completely undressed, and just take a cool, quick rinse-off shower. Not a scrub down by any means. It's just to help get extra oils, lotions, conditioners off the hair and the body for the clarity of our tanks. The reason that I say a cool, quick rinse-off shower, we don't want you to take too warm of a shower. These tanks are set at approximately skin temperature. They recommend that we set them at 93.4 degrees. However, Because we're in Colorado and our air is so thin, and with me being open for over 2 years now, our clients really don't like it that cool. It makes a big difference here in Colorado. So we generally keep our tanks at 95 degrees and one of them a degree warmer for our people that have issues with circulation, cancer, fibromyalgia, or people that just get really cold easily. So if you do have a preference of a cooler or warmer tank, let us know and we will try to oblige in any way we can. Make sure when you're getting in and out of the tanks, you're using any or all of the handrails provided. This is not only water, it's Epsom salt water. So this is not the sticky, drying salt we're used to. It's very silky smooth, great for the skin and hair. You're gonna feel like a baby's butt, hair like liquid silk. That being said, you'll also end up in the tank faster than you want to if you don't hold on. So just make sure you're holding on, getting in and out. These doors do not lock, they do not seal, they never get stuck. Just know that it might feel a little bit heavier when you go to get out. We're not sitting on it or playing any practical jokes on you. It's just that your body and brain have gone into that deep meditative or healing state. So it's kind of like trying to wake up in the middle of the night and run up or down a flight of stairs. It will never turn out well until you wake up first. Same thing in here. Give your body and brain time to readjust to light, sound, smell, gravity before you expect everything to be working like normal. Music will come on at the end of your session. It's not going to be that cat in the ceiling alarm that's going to scare the piss out of you after you've been in the dark and silence for so long. It's just really slow, soft meditational beats that are going to gradually increase in sound to bring you aware more slowly. Take your time getting up and out, kind of squeegee the salt water off the back of your head and hair as you sit forward. That way you don't end on a sour note with salt water dripping in your eyes. I promise it hurts just as bad at the end as it does the beginning. If that were to happen, a couple of things. You notice that we have a hand towel here on the handle. This is good to use right before you get into the tank to make sure your face is nice and dry. Salt's always looking for a water source, so if you give it a bunch of water to follow up your face, it will somehow defy gravity and end up in your eyes. Either way, whether it's at that time, during your float, or at the end when you sit up and it drips down, there's a fresh bottle of water located on the top of every tank where you could just rinse off real well, re-dry your face, and lay back down. That way you don't have to get out and shower off for just a little bit of salt on the face. When you're ready to get out, there's shampoo, conditioner, and body wash located inside your shower for you, as well as a fresh washcloth on or inside your shower door, depending on which room you end up in each time you come to float, a fresh towel on your bench, a fresh robe on the back of your door in case you need to use the restroom during your session. It's always a good idea to start there. It's just like when we used to put our friends' hands in warm water to see if they needed to pee in the middle of the night. Same thing happens in here. So best to always start out in the restroom. That way you don't have to interrupt your session with a bathroom break. There's a tray located in every room, full of goodies, some of which I recommend, some of which I don't. There's a Vaseline packet on there to use in case you have any cuts, nicks, scrapes, or abrasions that you don't want to sting in this amount of Epsom salt solution. I never recommend using it. Epsom salts have been known for centuries for their healing properties, so it's best to just let it sting for a few seconds. It will subside and let Epsom salts do what they do, which is heal the body. Next to that is a set of earplugs. Most of us don't like them, we don't use them. But if you ever decide you need or want to try a set, it's best to put them in before your initial shower, because once your ears are just a little bit wet, they're not going to stick very well anyhow. Most of us don't like them because we just spend a lot of wasted time playing around with them, and it takes away from our sensory deprivation while we're inside the tank. The rest of the stuff is for after your float is complete, so cotton balls, cotton swabs, and lotion. There's 2 eardropper vials located at the front right-hand side. The one on the left is white distilled vinegar, alcohol, and water. We use the vinegar because this is the highest quality of medical grade Epsom salt you can purchase in the world. So it will recrystallize in the ear canal once oxygen works its way in there later. It's not painful, it's really freaking annoying. You can hear it crunching while you're chewing, when you're yawning, you might even wake up with it on your pillow the next morning. So the vinegar will kill it so that that doesn't happen. It's mixed with alcohol, not the good stuff, just the rubbing stuff, and that just helps dry any water left in the ear canal or behind the eardrum. The vial to the right is just peroxide and water, just good for good ear health and hygiene. I personally don't always use that one, but my clients really like it. So if you want to use both, you're more than welcome to. Does not matter which order you use them in, but you want to use a full eardropper full in each ear is best. At the time of this video, we've done over 9,000 sessions in just the past 2 years that we've been open. Of those 9,000, 20 to 30% of the population statistically will have some sort of fear or phobia to do with this sort of healing process. Those are darkness, silence, being alone, drowning, and enclosed spaces. Most common, of course, is going to be claustrophobia. People are fearful to go into this and close the door. What I like to tell people is a couple of things. Claustrophobia technically cannot exist when the brain cannot sense a boundary. So what I tell people is, trust me for 30 seconds, go into the tank, close the door, lay back, listen to your heart rate, listen to your breathing. This is what Buddhist monks say is the most common way for them to relax into the deep meditative space, because it's a muscle memory return of the brain to the mother's womb when we were safest and most cared for. If you find that this isn't working for you, you can always open and close this door with the strength of a pinky finger. You're never stuck at any one time. We're not going to be standing outside your door yelling, "Close your door," each time you open it up. So feel confident that you can get out and in at your leisure. The second thing that I like to let people know is that these doors are completely up to you. You can open and close them 150 times if you want to. Most phobics are not in control of their environment. In here, you're always in complete control. You can get in and out of the tank as many times as you would like to. Phobics often tell me that they get most nervous when they're in a crowded elevator, they're on an airplane and they're stuck and can't get in or out of where they want to go, or most commonly is the MRI machine. Most commonly people feel that they are claustrophobic. It's a very common feeling even if you haven't been diagnosed and maybe have self-diagnosed being claustrophobic. So what I let people know is that being in complete control is something that phobics don't have. You always have that in here. Your third option is that if neither one of those work for you, you can always prop the door. So we have these face towels right outside your door that you can use in case you get salt or water on your face. You can roll those up real tight, put them in the crook of the door, close the door, and that will keep an inch or two opening so that you feel comfortable that you can get in and out at your leisure. After a while, most of our clients don't even want that propped door. They don't want any of the light or sound at all coming in anymore. We can work you up to sensory deprivation. Fourth option, we do have light up floaty toys that we can put inside the tank with you. So we have light up rubber duckies and flowers. It sounds silly to some people, but if I have to work you up to sensory deprivation, I will do what I can to make sure that you finally get there. The brain and body really crave that in order to internally heal. If you have additional questions, concerns, fears, or phobias, please call us or contact us in any way that's comfortable for you. You can even contact me directly. Again, my name is Lisa. I'm the owner. You can contact me here at the studio, and you're welcome to email me directly if you would like. I'd be more than happy to help you by phone, by email, or you're welcome to come directly into the studio and I'll help you myself.